o'clock on the dot. Let's get this party started. A live look outside over downtown. Perfect. Blue skies, love to see it. A welcome sign after what we dealt with this weekend. Good morning, I'm Lauren Scafidi. Let's check in with weather impact meteorologist Keely Chalmers. Keely, now we actually have to do everything that we've put off the last couple of days as we just kind of stayed on the couch, Friday and Saturday.
Right. Hey, we started off the weekend with snow. We're ending the weekend with sunshine and lots of melting. In fact, we'll be melting right on through the week as we've got lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 50s. Check out this beautiful shot out over downtown Denver. It is gorgeous. Roads, not too much of an issue, at least the I-70 up into the mountains, I-25 through the metro area. Not bad right now. You can see travel really smooth heading up to the ski areas. Folks taking advantage of all the fresh powder up there on the ski slopes. 42 degrees at DIA right now. Winds out of the south-southwest, 21 miles per hour. So those winds are picking up. We've been talking about those downsloping winds, and we are seeing them pick up across the plains, but that's about it. Quiet out there on our radar. No precipitation. We have a ridge of high pressure building in, and that is keeping the precipitation and really the cloud coverage out. Here's a look at our hour by hour, and you'll notice just lots of sunshine. No clouds in this graphic, although we'll be warming up nicely. 2 o'clock, we'll make it into the 50s. We're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 50s. So we'll call it 53 out at DIA today, mostly sunny. And again, breezy conditions continuing. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s across the plains. So it is going to be a beautiful day. So expect sunny and mild conditions today. Tomorrow for Veterans Day, it is going to be another sunny day, very seasonal, pretty normal for this time of the year. And Tuesday, those winds are going to pick up. We do have a system moving in, and that's going to bring us some snow to the mountains. We'll talk about that, and temperatures climbing back into the 60s in our 7-day forecast. More on that coming up in your complete forecast.
I like what I'm hearing. Thank you, Keely. We start with a crash we've been following for you all morning. This is a live picture from one of our CDOT cameras. This crash is on I-25 near Happy Canyon Road, about 1 mile north of Castle Rock. CSP says that there may be multiple semis involved, but we haven't heard of any injuries reported. Our newsroom is on top of this. We will let you know once we learn more and when I-25 north of Castle Rock is fully reopened. New this morning, police in Aurora need your help identifying a woman who was hit and killed by a driver. It happened early last Monday, November 4th. She was hit near East Mississippi and South Elkhart in Aurora. Arapahoe County Coroner's Office says she's a young Asian woman, likely between the ages of 20 and 30. She's about 5'4" with a black buzz cut. She was carrying a lighter labeled Coco and has several tattoos. One of them is the Japanese yen symbol under her left eye. She also has a black skull tattoo in the shape of a spade on the center of her neck and a yin-yang symbol on the left side of her neck. If you have any information that could help identify her, please get in touch with police. Now that the snow has passed, it is time for that melting to begin, like Keely was talking about. Roads across the state are finally back open now that this historic November storm has moved out. You can see nearly all roads are back open after that nasty storm shut them down for days. That includes I-70 for the most part and I-25, but they're still considered wet and icy in some spots. Only a small handful of roads are still closed. That's going to be State Highway 94 east of Colorado Springs, Highway 82 between Aspen and Twin Lakes, and a small portion of I-70 between Bennett and Strasburg. People in Lyman out in the eastern plains are still digging themselves out of the snow this morning. They were pretty much closed off from the rest of the state for days after almost 3 feet of snow closed major highways in and out of town. The fire chief there said people had a hard time getting out of their homes, so fire crews helped plow. The National Guard helped bring supplies to areas that needed help, and Lyman's police chief says first responders have worked grueling hours in brutal conditions. They even got stuck themselves.
The wind was blowing the snow back in right behind us, and then we're getting ourselves stuck, and then somebody else has got to come and help get us out.
Yikes. The police chief says that he hasn't seen snow and wind like that in 30 years. That weather out on the eastern plains forced people to abandon their cars on the side of the roads. Colorado State Patrol says they saw quite a few cars that were left behind. Now they're working to clear those off the road. He says traveling in those areas is extremely dangerous during big storms like we saw because there are fewer resources in those rural areas.
There are longer stretches of road there that you're not going to be able to see something for quite a while. So being out on that road, especially in a winter storm such as this, where you're possibly going to be stranded, you want to make sure that you're safe. So by doing that, you may be jeopardizing yourself, your family.
Over the weekend, the Colorado Office of Emergency Management says they're still doing search and rescue missions. They've recorded at least 22 so far. Right now, power is still out in some places as people across the metro area and eastern plains clean up. Crews were out in full force this weekend, clearing heavy snow off of branches. Here's a look at Excel's power outage map. The utility has been making some good headway this morning. Right now, there are around 138 outages, impacting nearly 900 customers. That is a lot better than it was Saturday morning when tens of thousands of customers spent the night without power. Now that the race for president is over, we're getting new information on the final price tag for 2024 political ad spending. According to Ad Impact, which tracks political ad spending, nearly $11 billion was spent on advertising. The new record is a substantial increase from the $9 billion spent in 2020. Trump's campaign spent about $425 million, while Harris's campaign spent more than $880 million. As for Senate races, candidates seeking re-election spent about $2.6 billion, and House races drew $1.7 billion. President-elect Donald Trump will meet with President Joe Biden on Wednesday for a traditional post-election meeting. The customary meeting is meant to show a peaceful transfer of power. Trump did not host Biden for such a sit-down in 2020 when Trump lost his re-election bid. This week, Biden said that he told Trump he would direct his administration to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That meeting is set for 11 a.m. on Wednesday. President-elect Donald Trump has not yet signed a series of transition agreements between the Biden administration. According to CNN, part of the holdup is concerns over a mandatory ethics pledge. The pledge requires elected leaders to avoid conflicts of interest once they're sworn into office. Members of the Trump transition team are also required to sign that pledge. Trump came under fire during his first term by ethics groups over potential conflicts of interest related to his businesses and brands, as well as his business ties and family's connections to foreign countries.